And fans, YandereLover here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on a review. I'm going to be doing a review on a Christmas video that I wanted to do before December ends. Since Christmas is over and the holidays is almost over, I decided to do a video based on the holidays to basically do something for the last days of the holidays. And I watched this really neat Christmas movie called Angela's Christmas. And it's such a very heartwarming movie. It's only 30 minutes long, so it's like a short movie, but it's really heartwarming, and it really shows you about what Christmas is about and stuff. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the review. Now, I'm not going to talk about the entire movie, and there are going to be a couple of spoilers, so beware of that. If you don't want to hear spoilers about this movie, you can click off this video. It's a Netflix movie, a movie made by Netflix, so yeah. I wanted to use some screenshots for this video, but apparently I tried to take some screenshots of some of the movies, but it kept showing black. Netflix really does not want you to use any screenshots of their movies or any clips or do anything. They just want to make sure that all their movies stay on Netflix, and that's it. So sorry if it's just me talking, but yeah. So without further ado, let's get into it. So basically, the movie starts off with the narrator telling us a story about the big change that his mom did when she was a little girl. And it starts off with a mother raising a family of 4. The oldest son, named Tom, who was the man of the family, who took the father's role because the actual father was absent, and there's a reason for that. There's the youngest son, whose name is Pat, and he's kind of a jerk, especially to the main character, Angela, who is the narrator's mom in the story. So, yeah. There's also the little baby, Aggie, I guess her name is. I can pronounce it that way. And then they introduce Angela, the main character, who is the narrator's mom. And honestly, yeah, that's basically all the characters, and they are a very poor family. You could really see how much stress the mother has to go through raising 4 children by herself. It's really hard. You can see it in her eyes that how hard it is. But she's able to cope, and that's what I like. She's a strong woman to cope with that. So back to the main protagonist. So basically they're on their way to church because they're kind of a religious family that goes to church, alright? Of course, Pat, the second oldest brother, being mean to his sister, Angela, almost made her get run over by a horse in the movie. Literally, he pushes her in front of a horse and she almost gets hit, but luckily she didn't. Which is, oh, thank goodness, because that was a scary moment, a pretty messed up moment. And then when they're in church, Pat pushes her in front of everyone, causing an interruption because I guess they were in the middle of something. You can tell that the mom was pretty embarrassed. I'm gonna skip a few details. So, of course, in the church, there are props representing the whole Jesus story, because we all know the story of Jesus with the baby of Jesus, like the Jesus baby and everything, you know? Angela sees the Jesus doll laying in its crib, and she thinks that the Jesus is a bit cold because it had nothing on him. And since this took place during Christmas Eve, it was winter time. So Angela thought in her little kid mind that the Jesus might be cold. So she does the bright idea and decides to take the Jesus doll from the church so she can warm it up. Just to let you know, Angela's intentions were very good. She didn't mean to steal the Jesus. She just wants to make sure that the little Jesus baby, is warm, because, it's a baby doll. And you can see the way she treats the doll. She treats the doll as if it's alive and stuff, And it's really cute to see her act like that, because, she's a little girl, so of course she's going to have that kind of mind to do that. It's just so adorable. She does get into a bit of trouble trying to get the doll home. She even runs into a kind police officer who does a magic trick and pulls a coin from behind her ear. Of course, she takes the coin and runs away because she's in a hurry to get home. Once she does get home, she tries to sneak through the back of her house, to to try to get the Jesus doll, to sneak the Jesus doll inside the house. Of course, you get more clips of how she, talks to the doll and how she treats the doll like if it's a living being. It's really hilarious, like I said. But I'm just skimming through this movie, even though I'm saying the spoilers and stuff. I'm just skimming through this, so, And here we are with the brother ends up that needs to go to the bathroom because their bathroom's outside in the backyard, which is in the back of the house, ends up catching her with the Jesus doll. And, well, of course, he runs into the bathroom because he has to use it, giving Angela the time to sneak past her mother and go upstairs to her room and take the Jesus doll up there. It's then when she puts the Jesus doll inside her bed and she sings it a song like if it's an actual baby, and it's just so, the song, it just brings tears to your eyes to hear a little girl. She's such a good singer, and it's so beautiful. Like, you guys gotta watch this movie. It's so beautiful. Of course, the brother that caught her with the Jesus doll, of course, is Pat, and tries to tell the mom that, all right. And at first, the mom didn't believe him at first, but then she decides to go upstairs after he put on a serious face and decides to go upstairs and catches Angela with the Jesus doll in her bed. Then we skip to the dining table where Angela's mom tells her the story about what happened to her dad when she was born. And apparently the reason why the dad was absent is because the dad didn't want Angela to, as she was born, he didn't want Angela to be born in a cold house, according to what the mom says. So he tries to go out and get some lumps of coal to start a fire so the baby can be warm when it's born. Of course, he got caught, and now he was locked up for doing so. So basically, that's why the father was locked up. It was a pretty sad moment, but then of course, the family stuck together, and it really shows how much family matters in this time of year of Christmas. It shows how much family matters. And it's really heartwarming to see a single mom telling the story of how she can't even see her husband anymore because he's locked up for trying to do the right thing. His intentions were good. And it's really sad to hear about it, but when you hear that the family stuck together no matter what, it really changes a lot, and it's really sweet. Because it really shows that it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, family, you stick together with your family no matter what happens. And, of course, Angela, tries to go back to the church. Her and her family tries to go back to the church. After hearing that nice, warming story, they decided to go back to the church to return the Jesus doll. Of course, they want to get past people. They try to get past people so people wouldn't see them trying to carry the doll back into the church. Of course, they got caught trying to put the doll back. And of course, the police officer comes in. The same kind of police officer that Angela ran into before. He comes in, sees her with the doll. Pat, the second oldest brother, the one who was always mean to Angela, the one who was mean, steps forward and tries to stop them from taking his little sister to jail, and decides to give himself up to get locked up instead of his little sister. Basically tells them to lock him up and not his little sister. And I thought that was a really sweet moment, because even though Pat was a jerk, he still meant well. He still really did mean well, and doesn't want anything happening to his sister. Yeah, of course, he did push his sister in front of a horse and almost got her run over, but that was an accident. He didn't mean to do it. And even though he continues to mess with her and stuff, he still means well and means no harm to his little sister. So that's what I like. Also, the police officer gives off a nice quote that no child should be taken from their family on Christmas. And that was really sweet. So, of course, the Jesus doll is returned back. Honestly, it's a very sweet movie. Of course, I skimmed through it, so I didn't say all the details. But it's a very heartwarming Christmas Eve movie, and honestly, I recommend you guys to watch it too, because you might learn a thing or two about it. And it's really sweet. I just love the movie so much. And it was based on an actual story. I never took the time to search it up, but it was based on a story, and yeah. Well, I guess I'll end this video off, and I hope you guys, take the time to like go on Netflix and search up Angela's Christmas. I hope you guys take the time to search it up, because it's a really nice story and a really nice movie. It may be a short movie, it may be a 30-minute long movie, but it was still a sweet movie, and it really teaches you about family that it really teaches you that family matters more than anything else. So I'll see you all later, my Yan fans, and happy late Christmas.